Davis, Haydocy Airstream, Columbus, Ohio. Go grab mom and dad. Chris, Kelly, thank you for the shout out. I know you're going cross country, a lot going on, but bring the pugs by because they've got to check this out. 16-foot BAMBI Sport, the most popular Airstream on the planet. I got to figure. The bottom line is 2,800 pounds. Let's latch onto this thing and go without worrying about anything that could bother us. I'm going to do a quick walk around on the exterior, and then we'll get inside this thing and talk a little bit about interior. Let's talk first about how these things are made. This is obviously the finest travel trailer on the planet. Almost 70% of the weight of this thing is from the floor level down. What that means is when you're from a towing standpoint, I don't want to be white knuckling. I want to be comfortable when I'm done with my ride. That's what the Airstream concept is all about. All this finish work, by the way, if we're talking old school Airstreams, the one that we can look like we're looking in a mirror and see ourselves in, those were all finished with a clear coat finish back in the day. The new finish on Airstream is a finish produced at the Alcoa aluminum factory from 3M. It literally is a membrane finish on the Airstream. The point to that is, we're talking 20 plus years of wear and tear. You cannot get to the actual finish. The thing is, the toughest question I get asked is, how do I maintain my Airstream? Well, very simply, to me, maybe it's an adult beverage and a hose. Because there's very little maintenance involved here. That's the concept of why you're maybe doing this. Because I don't want to spend my time up on a roof cleaning and sealing whatever. With an Airstream, that all changes. A couple of the things that I love, first of all interior and all exterior lighting is all LED. The bottom line with the Airstream is that it's going to be around a lot longer than you and I. That's a beautiful thing. All of the awnings on Airstream are done by a company called Zip-D. They've been doing the awnings since the 60s. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Probably JoJo and Cece can put this awning out themselves in about, I don't know, minute and a half. It's beautiful. The reason that I think that Airstream is so cool, though, is the axle system in an Airstream is a Dexter axle system. Literally, you have two independent axles which create an independent suspension. Picture this, we're going over a bump. Boom, boom. Oh yeah, that's exactly right. This is not a solid steel axle that's going to bounce and shift. These are independent axles that have rubber. I'd love to tell you this is space age technology that's new, but this axle system, Airstream has been using since the mid-60s. Kind of the best of the best. Outdoor shower, fun stuff. And then we talk about the beautiful, look at the door of this. This is all, Airstream will take about, when a door shuts on an Airstream, it shuts. Airstream will take about 8 hours just to manufacture the aircraft type door on these. All solid forged aluminum, plate locks. It's just beautifully done. It's beautifully accomplished. Then come on around, let me show you. By the way, the door of the Airstream, fully welded aluminum frame. Then you have the fun stuff. This is all Lexan. I call it the sunglasses. This is going to protect the any issues you might have with ground debris. You've got a membrane finish protecting the front of your Airstream. You've got these, I love this. What you're doing here is creating an awning. You have a 3-position tempered glass window with the front sunglasses, which is going to keep the interior of the unit cool. Also, you're going to have the ability to keep the rocks and all the fun stuff off of it. Now, protection 4, your 40 pounds of propane. 40 pounds of propane. You're going to be off the planet for a while. Why not do it the right way? You have a 12-volt deep cell battery. Underneath is your spare tire. Keep in mind, if you see the other guy rolling down the road, that spare tire is going to be on the back edge of the bumper. It's going to be exposed to UV light. This is tucked up. No one is going to take it because they don't know where it is. The second thing is it drops out from a cradle, and you get it. You make sure that you don't have any degrading to the tire itself. Anyway, the other thing is you have a quick disconnect propane port. The whole thing about that propane port is now I can set my grill up. I have a quick access. I'm going to give you an additional length of gas line so that you can set that up. That's beautiful from the standpoint of you have a compact design. If you have the luxury of not having to carry additional fuel, charcoal, whatever, makes all the sense in the world. As we come around, first thing you'll notice, guess what? Locking panel for your potable water. I have a key that I can actually get into a lot of these travel trailers on the lot. The one thing about Airstream, they're all individually keyed. That's beautiful. No one will have access to your potable water. Then you have some fun stuff. Check this out. Inlet water. This is where my city water connection comes in. Now the great thing about this, you are limited to 65.5 psi on your water. What's great about that is I don't have to worry about blowing any seals on the inside here, my gaskets, because I have an internal regulator. Then we talk about your septic system. You have your gray-black tank, but you also have this, which is beautiful. This is a black water flush system. Picture, if you will, when I have that, it's like an umbrella with fabric on it. It's spinning, cleans out my entire black water tank, clean hands, if you will. Your 30 amp services here. You also have your cable hookup, which becomes kind of cool. So once again, the overall construction, we know that there's nothing like Airstream, but frankly, it is the best thought out product on the planet. Come on inside, let's see what this thing's all about. As I enter the BAMBI, I guess the first thing that jumps out is the beautiful decor. The light cabinetry, the combination of the taupe ultra leather combined with the beautiful light cabinetry that actually is new for this model year. All of your overheads are at your fingertips. You have all LED lighting. You've got the retro beautiful tambour doors, and of course you've got the fun stuff. I've got USB ports. I've got my Clarion sound system. I have this is just it's nicely accomplished from the standpoint I have these panoramic windows. What does this do for me? This allows me not only all that light coming in, but with the I call them the sunglasses, the Lexan face on this, people can't see in while I'm looking out. That's a beautiful thing. Now with the dinette, we've got a drop down. So we've got a drop down dinette with a dual sleeper. Keeping in mind, Jojo Cece, let's talk about this. Spend as much time as you want on this beautiful ultra leather cushion. Why? You can't scratch it, you can't stain it, you can't, and in fact, it breathes. What that means, it adapts to your body temperature. No hot sticky in the summer, no cool slick in the winter. So while mom and dad have their space in the BAMBI, you've got your space. And by the way, you can't hurt this. You come out of the lake, maybe we'll give you a quick shower with the outdoor shower, and then come on in, lay down on the cushions, because these will take as much moisture as you want them to without any damage. How cool is that? Now let's talk about the galley. Look at the galley here. First of all, let's start with the Dometic system. It's a smart refrigerator. Why is that? Well, when it's on auto mode, if I am plugged into shore power and I'm on my way to the campsite, as soon as I disconnect from shore power, automatically switches over to propane. So that gives me the opportunity certainly to switch over to propane. When I get to the campsite, plug back in, automatically switches back to electric. It uses its head. New design for 2016. You've got the 2-burner range, which gives you all this beautiful counter space, tempered glass surface, and of course the addition being we've gone to the overhead microwave, lots of storage above, and then you have your pantry storage below. So beautifully accomplished, lots of space, deep well stainless steel, and then you have your brains of the operation. Now what's great about this is you have a computer monitor. I can track my battery, my fresh water, my gray water, and my black water. And your water pump is at your fingertips. So obviously this just sets up beautifully. When it comes right down to it, yeah, I love my, let's talk about fantastic fan. Guess what? This is fantastic. So CC, JoJo, if I need some air, I'm right here. I'm putting my paws on this. I'm going to make sure that I can get, I've got 3 speeds. I've got all of this. This will move tens of thousands of cubic feet of air. I love what we've done here with the fan, because when it comes right down to it, with huge front window, side window, my screen door here, my back window, I'm going to be able to pull in all kinds of weather. Now let's check out the master. So I love the new color configuration that we have in the BAMBI. First of all, the lavatory. I've got overhead vents, which are going to push and pull all that beautiful air. Have the opportunity, by the way, I'm running down the road, great place to keep the cooler, because this will drain directly into the gray water tank. I have an outdoor shower accessible here, and certainly I'm looking at this not only as my lavatory, I'm looking at this like additional storage. Above us here, we're going to have tens of thousands of cubic feet of air that I can move through my my AC unit. You have dump valves on all sides, so I'm able to direct the flow of all of this beautiful air to wherever it is I need it. Yeah, CC and JoJo, guess what? At night, when Mom is sleeping, she's going to want all the air back here. So at this point in time, you guys, yeah, you get your own space, but I'm going to need the air back here. So that's when I dump all this beautiful air back here. Wardrobe storage is abundant. Please understand, even in a 16-foot travel trailer, I got a lot of storage. I've got this vast bed with storage, both headboard and footboard. I have overhead storage. I have undermount storage, and I have the luxury of having a big screen TV, so I can check that out with all the fun stuff. By the way, they're all Samsung HD LED TVs, and they are beautiful. This is, by the way, the 16-foot BAMBI Sport. It don't get any better than this. CC, JoJo, I want to thank you for reaching a paw out to me. I want you to come by. You got to bring Chris. You got to bring Kelly. By the way, storage on the BAMBI is extensive. And Airstream's smart enough to actually provide bins to help you with that additional storage. And let's not forget that iconic, not only aluminum from Airstream, but how about those tail lamps? That's kind of what the BAMBI is all about. So I know you guys are traveling cross country. I know you're all depressed being out there in Nebraska. Listen, I got your stuff. So CC, JoJo, bring Mom and Dad by. Let's talk Airstream. Once again, Eric Davis, Haydocy Airstream, area code 614-279-8880, or give me a paw out via email, eric@haydocy.com. I always end with 2 things. Number 1, enjoy the journey. Number 2, happy camping.